Greetings, YouTube. I want you to imagine for a moment that you have the ability to remove one thing from the fabric of reality. It could be anything. It could be a physical thing, or it could be a metaphysical thing. Anything that you desire would cease to exist. Now, it wouldn't have ceased to exist from our past. So the universe would remember the existence of a substance even if that substance was no longer there. The evidence of its past existence would still be present. And if it's an ideology, it would still remain in the minds of everyone out there. They would all still remember that this thing existed. It just no longer exists. So I want to know, what would you choose as the one thing you would delete from the very fabric of reality? Anyone who's been following me on my channel could probably know that the thing I'm going to choose is going to be social conservatism. Because social conservatism is the most dangerous ideology to our species that has ever existed. It is, in my opinion, the most dangerous thing that our species has ever encountered. And it is the foundation of all bigotry, prejudice, and discrimination in our species. None of those entities could exist without social conservatism as their foundation. Where a social conservatives decided that, our in-group has got the right message. So everybody else is wrong. And we've decided that not only are we not going to deal with them, but we're going to actively discriminate against them. And if possible, we will enact the laws to make it official, and then we'll round them up and we'll kill them. Or we'll impose guidelines on them to the point where they have no human rights or civil liberties. For example, in Afghanistan right now, women have been turned into slaves. They can't be in public without a male companion of their family members or their spouse. They cannot speak in public. And we, the human species, allowed this to happen. In America, women are having their bodily autonomy stripped away from them. Black people and white people have completely different legal systems. Straight people and gay people have completely different legal systems. Cisgender people and trans people have completely different legal systems. And all of this exists because of social conservatism. So if you were to wipe it out, sorry, arthritis, if you were to wipe it out, suddenly all of that would disappear. We would remember the horrible things we have done to each other over the past, 20,000 years, all the way back to the earliest records we have of myths and written language and such. But we would no longer ever be able to do them again. No one would ever be able to be prejudicial or discriminatory against someone for who they are. Now, you could be discriminatory against someone for their actions if they beat you up at a bar, or they stole something from your property. Yes, you could feel negative towards that person. You could feel discriminatory towards that person. I want nothing to do with them. They attacked me, or they stole my dog, or what have you. And you could use the law against them because they broke the law. They decided that they would step outside the bounds of the laws that we have agreed on, that attacking other people is wrong and stealing other people's pets is not allowed, or their car, or their lawnmower, what have you, that these things are not allowed. And that would be perfectly acceptable. But you couldn't do things like say, okay, that person stole my lawnmower, and the reason I know they did it is because they're a plaid person. You couldn't do that. And the very concept of doing it wouldn't exist. You would be able to remember that it has happened in the past, and that people have done hard time in prison simply because they were a black person near the scene of a crime that had nothing to do with the crime. They just happened to be close to it. And so they got blamed for it and then spent decades in prison, even though they had nothing to do with the crime whatsoever. And we know that happens in America all the goddamn time. That's what I would take out of the universe. Now, I have no idea if there are other intelligent species out there that experience social conservatism. I have no difficulty believing they exist. I firmly believe that there are other intelligent life forms out there, just never have been here, and we are probably never going to go there. The possibility that we will ever have interaction with each other is approaching zero. But I have no difficulty believing they either have existed or will exist in the future. Um, so if they do have the concept of social conservatism within their species, it would be gone as well. I'd be helping everyone. So, what would be the thing that you take out of the universe? Would you go big like I have and go after a particular ideology that you feel is incredibly and unbelievably dangerous? Or would you go something more concrete like tobacco, which is not necessarily a bad choice because it's an evil substance and it's killed tens of millions of people and it serves absolutely no purpose? So yes, I would be okay if someone were to say tobacco and it goes away. Um, but yeah, let's talk about what you would take out of the universe. And do you think my particular choice has any merit?